practical problems in marginal costing. So you people know what is marginal costing, the cost incurring for producing one additional unit other in the entire capacity. So whenever in solving the marginal costing problem, so first of all you have to understand the statement of profit. So the first step is to understand the statement of profit. What is the statement of profit? The statement of the profit is in this particular pro forma. Particulars, amount, sales less variable cost. After deducting the variable cost from sales, we get contribution. From this contribution, we have to deduct fixed cost. The process of deducting fixed cost from the contribution, we arrive at profit. This is known as the statement of profit. Sales less variable cost is equal to contribution. From contribution, you after less fixed cost, we get profit. Here you can understand from this that sales is equal to total cost plus profit. That is equal to variable cost plus fixed cost plus profit. Variable cost plus fixed cost plus profit. You now understood that total cost is equal to variable cost plus fixed cost. What is variable cost? Variable cost is such cost which directly changes with a change in output, whereas fixed cost is a cost which is constant. That means it does not change even if there is a change in output. So this is the basic meaning of variable cost and fixed cost. Okay, so now let us understand the ratio of variable cost. Variable cost ratio is equal to variable cost divided by sales into 100. Also in this connection, sales minus variable cost is equal to sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit. You observe here in the profit statement, sales minus variable cost is equal to fixed cost plus profit. Now let us understand contribution. Contribution. Contribution is equal to sales into profit volume ratio. Here you have came to a new point, profit volume ratio. This profit volume ratio says that how much amount of profit that will you get for a given level of output. That is profit volume ratio. How much amount of profit you will get for a given level of output. So contribution is equal to sales into profit volume ratio. Here now again you have the new word. Profit volume ratio is also known as PV ratio. Now let us, the formula for PV ratio is profit volume ratio is equal to contribution by sales into 100. Contribution by sales into 100. If it is for PV ratio is for rupees amount, there is another formula. Contribution per unit divided by selling price per unit into 100. This formula is for units or say volumes. The another formula is change in profit divided by change in profit divided by change in sales into 100, or change in contribution by change in sales into 100. Okay, this is profit volume ratio. Again, in the next concept you have break even point. The next concept is you people know it well. Break-even point is a situation where the producer or seller will get neither profit nor loss. That is, no profit, no loss. That is, no profit and no loss. Break even point. Now let us discuss the formula for break-even point. Here again this break-even point is measured in two ways. First way is break-even point in units, and the second one is break-even point in rupees. Yes, fixed cost in break-even point in units we get fixed cost by contribution per unit. In rupees means in value. Okay, in rupees means in value. The formula is fixed cost by PV ratio. Fixed cost by PV ratio. That means fixed cost by PV ratio, that is in volume. This can be also rewritten as, you know what is the formula for PV ratio? PV ratio's formula is for contribution by sales into 100, right? So fixed cost, now this sales will be in the upper position, so the formula could be fixed cost multiplied by sales value divided by contribution. That is sales minus variable cost. So this is about break-even point. In units it is fixed cost by contribution. In values, it is fixed cost by PV ratio. And you know PV ratio is contribution by sales into 100. If the numerator goes up, fixed cost by sales value divided by contribution. Then in the next concept is margin of safety. Margin of safety. What is this margin of safety? It is a precautionary measure that producers or sellers will keep additional amount of sales additional amount of production more than the break even. What we are discussing, margin of safety, right? Margin of safety. Yes. Margin of safety formula is equal to actual sales minus break even sales. So actual sales minus break even sales. Another formula for margin of safety is net profit by PV ratio. Another formula is net profit by PV ratio or profit by contribution per unit. So margin of safety is equal to profit by contribution per unit. If this is in volume, that is in units, right? And this could be like in value, that is in rupees or something like that. After margin of safety, you have sales units at a desired profit. Sometimes in margin of safety, you will be asking like how much volume of sales will you get? How much volume of sales will you get at a desired level of profit? How much volume of sales will you get at a desired level of profit? This could be answered by a formula known as fixed cost plus this desired profit divided by contribution per unit. So we are already saying that how much volume of sales that you will get. Since we discussed volume here, the contribution we say is contribution per unit. In the similar case, how much value of sales will you get? How much value of sales will you get at a desired level of profit? How much value of sales will you get at a desired level of profit? So here the formula could be like, you can easily guess, when in the volume of sales, here it is contribution per unit. When we asked in the formula for value, we get again fixed cost plus desired profit. The numerator is same, but in denominator, instead of contribution per unit, we have profit volume ratio. Okay, this is the question where how much volume of sales will you get at a desired level of profit, or how much value. Also, you have to understand one point, that at break-even point, that is at BEP, since BEP is equal to no profit or no loss, at BEP, contribution is equal to fixed cost. At break-even point, contribution is equal to fixed cost. So variable cost ratio is equal to change in total cost divided by change in total sales into 100. So this is variable cost ratio. In another important concept in marginal costing is indifference point. What is this indifference point? Indifference point means it is a situation where the two products sales value, the two products sales results in same amount of profit. Again, the indifference point is also measured in two ways. Let us say this as IP. This IP is measured in two ways. In volume, that is in units. We have change in fixed cost divided by change in variable cost per unit. Change in fixed cost by change in variable cost per unit. Or what? Here there is another formula. Change in fixed cost divided by change in contribution per unit. So in these two ways, indifference point is measured when we asked about in units. Also, it is measured in value, right? That is in rupees. How? The formula is numerator same. Change in fixed cost divided by change in PV ratio. And another formula is change in fixed cost by change in variable cost ratio. What is variable cost ratio? Here it is. Variable cost ratio means change in total cost by change in total sales into 100. So this formula is used to measure the indifference point. After the indifference point, there is one more important concept. Shutdown point. What is this shutdown point? It is a situation at which the name itself indicates each division or product can be closed. In this situation, the following formula is used. That is maximum fixed cost divided by PV ratio, or specific fixed cost by PV ratio, or another formula is available fixed cost divided by PV ratio. All these are the formulas used in marginal costing. Thank you.